Hi everybody, and welcome to video 2 in my Cosy Christmas Collaboration, project number 2. I know, it's a mouthful, isn't it? And I'm going to tell you just a brief little bit about the collaboration. Go to video 1 in this series and you'll get more. And to get even more, if you go back to November 26th, my December update video, you can get all the details as far as the drawing and stuff. Now you can also go on November 26th, look back at the LineDotArrow YouTube channel, and she does a flip through of her side of the kit. And then the same thing on the 26th of November, Nonstop Papercrafts did her half of the kit, because obviously as a collaboration there's two halves. In Natalie's half there's 20 pages. In Suzanne's half there's 20 pages. Now there's also add-on kits that come, or that they don't come with, but that you can purchase that go with these, and that's 20 pages. So that's going to give you 40 pages from LineDotArrow, 40 pages from Nonstop Papercrafts, and that's going to give you 80 pages altogether. Plus there's freebies, and through the other collaborators in this large collaboration. The other collaborators are Haystack's Crafty Corner Facebook group, Two Sisters Jam Facebook group, Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group. You can get freebies from those, and like I said, go back to video 1 in this Cosy Christmas Project 2 video to get even more details. Now I also want to let you know that there's the design team members are included in this, and this is also my second design team project for the month. And you want to make sure and go check out their videos and posts and Instagram things and all that kind of stuff, because you're going to have a lot of extra videos and all that stuff to watch and learn from and enjoy and be entertained by. Okay? Alright. So we got that done. Wow, in a record amount of time, I might add. So, when we left off, we had a mess because I glued the paper on the wrong side. However, I've let that paper dry, and now we can glue it in on the correct side. Duh on me. Okay, so now we're going to put this in here. Did some of this get glued together? Okay. Alright, so now we're going to put glue on this, and then we're going to slide it in. I have no idea what I was thinking before. We only need to glue the top and the bottom. And in fact, let me double check this. There we go. That's part of my problem. So, if I look at this, oopsie, I think all of it fits inside the envelope, which is what we really, really want. Okay, so that's great. So we can put glue around all 4 sides, or we can actually put this in here and glue the correct side to the paper, which is going to be this side. And then all we need to glue is the front. What I'm doing is I'm opening it up. This is what we want to glue to this back here, and I'm just putting a bead of glue along here. And that will attach this to there, and then you can put your cards in and out. Now, the reason you only need to glue the front half is the back half and the sides don't make any difference about sliding your cards in and out. Okay. I had left my glue open in between videos. I don't think my glue is happy with me. I thought I had it all cleared out. And then we'll just attach this to the back where it's supposed to go. Then we'll put the acetate in. I think I decided the scrap would work. So now with the acetate, all we need to do is glue this one side as well, but we need to glue it face up so that it's along this window. Now, really we should glue all four sides so that it's stuck to the window itself. So, let's see if we can do this here. I'm working in my jammies again. Alright, now let's see if we can hold the envelope open far enough to get this in here without making too much of a mess. I can't get a hold of it. And of course I went in crooked. There we go. Well, at least something went right. Okay. Now we have the envelope back. Let's go ahead and paper the back of the envelope. Let's put our magnet on. Almost forgot. I want this bell to be over here. And I want this to be up against here as close as possible because I want to glue this pocket shut without gluing it shut here. Okay? So we'll check that we didn't do anything with our... Yeah, there was a little bit of glue there. Okay. So, sorry about all that ring noise. So since this is farther down, we can leave a little gap here to have our border. You would think I had never worked with envelopes before. The reason I keep putting the ink pads over here is this media mat from Tim Holtz. It comes in a big sheet and you can cut it into pieces. It's not magnetic or anything. It just sticks on this side. It just kind of clings to the glass or other surfaces, and then this side has a little more texture to it, and it keeps your stuff from sliding out. It's great. It's great for inking. You can put your paper on it too, like use a bigger piece. Alright, let's kind of overdo our inking on this as well. It's a little hard to grunge with green. Green grunge. I have glue all over my hands still. Okay, let's double check we're right side up with Santa. We have our magnet on. We're just a smidge crooked. You know what we haven't done yet? We haven't made our pocket. So let's do that. Now we have our pocket. We'll need to make a card for it, but we won't do that now. Okay, and the reason I picked the Santas is it's got the same plaid as the plaid on here. And this is some music. It's the music to the song, The Christmas Tree. I have no idea. I mean, I'm looking at the words, but I've never heard the song. So, I don't think that counts. Okay, so we're going to glue this on the left side. Because we have to punch for the pocket on this side. See, you knew there was a reason for my craziness, right? No, I didn't either. Oh, this glue. I'm always complaining about my glue, aren't I? I have a love-hate relationship with Fabri-Tac. But you know what? People have love-hate relationships with art glitter glue as well. It gets stopped up. Okay, let's get that magnet on the back of the paper before we forget. Oops. Okay, we're going to put this paper on here. Doesn't take very long to come out when you lay it on its side. You just have to be kind of careful. Make sure your bottle's not too full when you do that, or you'll really have a mess. Now remember, because we do not have the luxury of time for waiting for it to completely dry, we're going to be punching through some wet glue, which is not my favorite thing to do. Okay, so we're going to get our hole punch. And let's see if we can get this in here. Yep. Oops. Be good if I was doing the right end. Probably much easier too. Now I'm not sure if I want it in the center or not. You have to keep in mind, because we're going to put a charm on the card, and so you have to keep in mind where the charm is going to be. Now this one I think I will do up here, because we don't want it to be in line with the ribbon. Okay, so let's do this one up here a little further than center, as far as we can get it. Okay, and then since we've inked it, then it's already green back there. Now I'm wondering if I might just want to put this back in and make a hidden thumb hole. Oh, why did we make a thumb hole if we were going to have a tab? That was kind of silly, wasn't it? We'll just make sure to put the tab here and act like that's what we meant to do. That was really silly, wasn't it? Okay, I'm trying not to ink this, just the paper. So, onward and upward. You know, if I had made it hidden, then it would have been better, wouldn't it? If I hadn't inked this. And if I had just added this back, then no one would have noticed it as much. I think I still will. Hole punch, go away. Normally you would do that so you could pull the card out. Wish I hadn't inked it now. So I definitely want to add charms. And that way you don't notice it as much, even though I inked it. And it'll be on the back side and the tab will be over it. So you'll still see it, but anyway, we won't do it again. Okay, so that's all for this one. No, it isn't. I need to put something clear on here. Let's put a card. Can't use this piece of acetate on that end. There's a card. I'm in a pocket. I mean a pocket for a card, but still. I'm going to go ahead and cut this end off, but I got glue all over. That way I don't accidentally use that end. My finder, my acetate finder paper clip. Don't lose your acetate that way. Oh. That piece is probably too small to save, but you never know. Alright, I'm going to get my Sharpie. I want it to be that wide. The height is fine. I was going to guess I'd say 2 or 2.5 inches. 2.5. 2.5 is a good size for a pocket, a good height. Okay, so we'll glue this on 3 sides. And then we'll go on to the next page, which is going to be easy. It's going to be another pocket, I think. The flip up pages, you have to be a little careful. You don't want stuff falling out, flying out. Oh, good grief. Okay. Put this on here. Now, when I use Fabri-Tac, I find that it spreads out and you don't really see it that much, except for right there where I just smeared it. Okay, so we need a card for here and a card for inside here. Okay, and a card for inside here with a tab. This one will need a tab as well. Let's get our tabs out. I'm going to need to make some more. I have a die that makes these. I got it on Temu. And I have no idea how to find it again. So you're just going to have to look for die that, what was it? Tab die. And if you're lucky, it will come up. I think I found it once for someone else so they could get it. This way you don't have to buy, you don't have to go on eBay and pay this crazy amount of dollars for one of those whale tail punches. This does the same thing. I think it even has, I have one size smaller too that I can make. So we're going to need those. We're going to need our charms. Alright, so let's go on. Page 4. Oops, I didn't ink it. Thought I had them all inked. I'm working on, I got up at 10:45 last night, I think. And then I laid down this morning and I managed to get a whole 45 minutes of sleep. So, yeah. So there's that. My friends are like, how do you survive? I'm like, I don't know. I went to bed at 8. So it wasn't like I went to bed too early and woke up at 1 or something like that. I simply didn't sleep. Now we're going to do a clear acetate. I was going to do a pocket, I have to do a pocket because there's a pocket over here. And we'll need to put the tab. We're not going to make a thumb hole. We need to make the tab come out somewhere that's not here. And that's not the center. Okay? So we'll make our tab come out right here. Down in here somewhere on our card. When we make it. Remember, there's one on this side and one on this side. Okay? Silly me, my thumb hole. And I don't know how I glued this together to get this. The only thing I can think of is that I glued one down inside the other. You know, like I set one inside the other. I have no idea. It should just be one pocket on one side and one pocket on the other. I don't know. I don't know what I did. But it's magic. Let's put the pocket on first. The only other thing we could do is we could do a tuck. We could do an acetate pocket or tuck or something on this side. Well, we can do whatever we want actually, as long as it, because the pocket is behind and we're not going to have to punch a thumb hole, so it doesn't matter now. We can do whatever we want with it. So let me get the acetate. See, it's stored in between these sheets of tissue paper, and that makes it very staticky, but you also get this huge supply of tissue paper because there's one on either side. Come on. And I saved them because I know someday I'm going to use them. I just know it. Okay, add a tissue paper avalanche. All right, so let's do a tuck on this side, and we'll put something narrower. The card will be narrower so you can still see the evergreen with the berries, which I guess that's right. I don't know. I know it's the one I'm allergic to. I just don't know what it is. I think it would be good. I'm allergic to most plants. I am allergic to grass. I can't go out and walk around, lay in the grass and be carefree and all that. Lay in the grass, I'm going to start itching. The plant they call a burning bush, which is a very common bush used in landscaping and apartment complexes, which is where I live. Let's see, I'm going to measure it from down here. I want it to be this wide. I want it to be this long. So I'm going to cut the width first, obviously, so I've got this big piece left over. I couldn't find the piece of acetate that I had cut off. I was like, where did it go? So that's going to go over there. Should we make it a pocket or should we make it a tuck? We're going to be flipping it up and down. And we're going to put something smaller in it. Let's make it a pocket. And then we'll start the next page, and I know we're not going to get it finished. And I'm probably going to use acetate throughout this whole project. I love using acetate. I know some people don't like it. I love being able to make pockets and such that you can't see. I like making hidden pockets with paper. Okay, I can't believe I'm hungry again. I had a granola bar at 7:30. Okay, and then we'll glue this onto here. And that's another card that I'll make. Don't know why I'm going so fast. I actually have more time. It just means that it will go right up to Christmas and Christmas Project. But I think the week between Christmas and New Year, if we run over into that, is still fine. You're going to make Christmas projects for Christmas in July and for next Christmas. You could make it now and, you know, put it aside on your bookshelf. Nobody will notice that it's sitting there. And then you can give it as a gift next year. That's what I say. I'm sending my aunt, I was going to say my aunt and uncle. My uncle just passed away a couple weeks ago. It's so sad. Anyway, and I was going to send them a book this Christmas so they could see. I've sent them fancy cards every year and a booklet, or a small folio, a little flip book, but never a full-fledged book. So this year I was going to send them a book so they could see exactly what I actually most of the time do. And then my uncle passed away. Two of my favorite people in the whole world. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, now on this piece here, now remember this has no pocket, so we can pretty much do whatever we want. So I've decided to do whatever I want. Alright, here's the paper. Alright, this is the paper we're going to work from. Sandy Claus. And we're going to add a window to the side of a flip down or flip up, and the flip up is going to be a pocket. You got me? Alright, first thing we need to do, let's move this book out of the way. We need to make a piece of paper the width of this, and then the height of however high we want the pocket. Well, that's not going to work, is it? The flip up is going to have to cover the page in order to use the envelope as a flip out. Do you see what I mean? It would have to be, the pocket would have to be this deep. So we might as well just use a magnet and stick it up. The picture I have picked out, we can use in its entirety. and it says Merry Christmas. That was the whole reason I wanted to use it. I wasn't sure how much I was going to have to cut. Now, I can also cut the envelope down. To make the flip out. If I'm going to do that, I might as well use a piece of paper though, and I want something with a window. So, therefore, we need to use the envelope as a guide for the height. So let's get our width, which is going to be, oh, that's right, these are smaller. So we can't just say, let me take this off. Is this paper crooked? It's entirely possible. Oh, you know what I did? Well, we've got enough room. I didn't leave enough room for the 1/2 inch flip score line. That's alright. It just means that we'll put this at the top. We'll go up 3/8 of an inch and not half, and score it. Let's make sure these are the same size. Okay. Alright. So now we want to score it. Okay. So let's do that. I don't know why I covered that. We're going to be inking like mad people here in just a minute. Get my Sharpie. Let's get the scoring board out. Goodness sakes, too much. Cannot work in a pile of stuff. I know some people love to have all their stuff, you know, right there, and that's cool, but I'm just not one of those people. I'm a left brain crafter. That's why it's a little hard for me to like just tear paper and stick it together. Just glue random layers on top of each other, and I really need to grow in that area. I have a friend that's been trying to help me, Joy, from JJ with Joy, which stands for Junk Journal with Joy. Facebook group and Instagram and TikTok and all that good stuff. She does YouTube, but not as much as she does the short form, because she's mainly just showing her journals, which are amazing. So go to the Facebook group JJ with Joy. There's live classes on Tuesdays. She does lives on Monday nights and Thursday days, I believe, and sometimes in between unannounced. Anyway, she's been trying to help me loosen up. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then we'll glue the envelope here. Well, actually, we're going to glue it up on in here. That'll be fine. That'll work out fine. Okay, so we want to ink the heck out of this. Now that we have the size. I decided to use cream instead of white, even though the envelopes are white. The white paper just was too much. I just couldn't do it. It was too bright. So, and yes, we're going to ink this more. Try to make it so that you don't see the cream color at all. The reason I go ahead and do the edge is because it gives us that little bit of a darker edge. Oh, I want to fold it this way to glue it on. And that's because I wrote magnet on that side. Oh my goodness. What is on there? Is it just my eyes? Looks like there's a little bit of green ink on there. Good thing this whole thing is going to be covered. Otherwise, that piece would have been ruined. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put my magnet on. So I don't forget. I've got MSNBC playing in the background really low, and I've noticed something really weird. I can't tell the difference between the voices of the women except for maybe Andrea Mitchell. They all kind of just sound the same. It's kind of weird. There goes Oz. Everybody say hi to Oz. 1, 2, 3. Do I want to go ahead and glue this on? Or do I want to paper it first? I'm going to glue it on. This is going to give us a lot of extra writing area. I've discovered 3/8 of an inch is plenty. You don't really need the full 1/2 inch. Quarter is a little small for me. Wow. It's perfectly even on the page. Jammy shirt. Don't want to get glue on it, but it keeps poofing out over into the work area. It's so big and fluffy and warm. I really didn't want to change it. Okay. So much better. Don't know what I did different. I glued it on a little crooked, and that made it straight. All right. Works for me. Okay, let's put our magnet on the back so we don't forget that. Let's make sure the paper's flat when we put our magnet on. You see the magnet move? It won't move now. Otherwise it will make the paper bow out when it connects. Okay. Now we want to put our attention to this little guy. This one's going to be just like the other one we did. I'm going to glue this onto the front first. Let's see. The other one was on this side. Let's make this one on the right side. Kind of balance everything out. So we'll put right. And that makes this the top. I don't think I really wanted to write that high. I know it might seem like I overdo it with the notes to myself, but I really find that it helps. This is the top. It just helps me when I'm doing things. Like if this paper was directional, putting the T on there for top really would help. To me, it looks right side up when you put it on this way. I have no idea why. It's kind of a random pattern. I'm going to put my pencil away. Okay. And of course I flipped it over so I could see what the heck I was doing. And this was just a scrap that I had from the first book, the first project. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ink it. Green on green. You can see it though. You know what I didn't do? Is I didn't pick out a paper to put on the inside of the envelope. Well, we're not going to get that far in this video, I don't think, because we've only got 9 minutes left. Or actually, that might be right what we get to. Don't think so, though. I think by the time we cut the window and put the window in, I think we'll be done for this hour. Oh, for goodness sakes. Don't forget, we need to make a pocket for this. Alright, that's the way the window's going to go. This is the way I want the paper to go. Okay. We used this one, yeah, last time. Wonder if I'll get it any straighter. Probably not. You can see how upset I am over that. Not at all. Try to get it straight, but if I don't have a hernia. Usually sit down and do this, but it's not too bad. It isn't the greatest on my ribs, but you're seeing this at Christmas time, but I'm filming this on the 25th of November. And at this time, I have a fractured rib because I fell, and I'm like that guy in the movie Glass. Not quite that bad, but you know what I mean. Osteoporosis. I've broken my feet 4 times, and my little toe, I don't know how many times on each foot. Fingers, now a rib. So, I'm not going to say I'm used to it, but because it hurts. But I'm used to having a bad outcome if I fall. There's another card. Wow, that one's almost straight. Okay, I'm going to ink this and I'll put the acetate in the window. And then when we come back, we'll go ahead and do the inside. And we'll finish up this page. And then we will start another page. Okay? Alright, well that's it for this video. And I'll see you in the next video. And that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.